distance we've shared, but it's taken me where steps to get there. Close the front door, to open the window, and you might be mine away. At least mine is mine always, but
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to the Abbeywood Estate. Could you all please be seated? My name is Diane, and I have the great pleasure of conducting the ceremony today. My colleague Graham has the important task of registering the marriage and producing the all-important marriage certificate at the end of the ceremony. We are here to witness and celebrate the marriage of Chris and Caroline. We trust that this day is the start of a very happy life together for them. And before you're married to each other, I have to tell you that this place in which we are met has been duly sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. I should also remind you both of the solemn and binding character of the vows you're about to make. Chris and Caroline wish to marry, for in each other's company they have found fulfilment and love. As a consequence, they now wish to publicly affirm their relationship and to offer to each other the security that comes from legally binding vows sincerely made and faithfully kept. You are here to witness this occasion and to share in their joy. Could I please ask Viv to step forward for the first reading, please? The Owl and the Pussycat.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm reciting Edward Lear's The Owl and the Pussycat. The Owl and the Pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. They took some money and plenty of honey wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, beautiful pussy, oh, pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are, what a beautiful pussy you are. They sailed away for a year and a day till the land... No, sorry, I've gone wrong. Oh, God.
The sails are right.
No. The pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, too long we have tarried, but what shall I do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day to the lands where the bong tree grows. And there in a wood, a piggy wood stood, with a ring on the end of his nose, with a ring on the end of his nose. Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling? Your ring, said the piggy, I will. So they took it away and were married next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon. Then hand in hand, by the edge of the sand, they danced by the light of the moon. The moon, they danced by the light of the moon.
Well done. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need to ensure that I am marrying the right couple. So, Chris, can you please state your full name?
Christopher James.
And Caroline, your full name?
Caroline Louise Rowe.
Thank you. At this point, I'm required to ask that if there is any person here who knows of any legal reason why these two people should not be joined in matrimony, they should declare it now. Can't see anybody putting their hands up. So Chris and Caroline will now make the declarations required by law. So Chris, if you can repeat after me. I do solemnly declare that I know not of any lawful impediment why I, Christopher James Ward, may not be joined in matrimony to Caroline Louise Rowe. Caroline? I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Caroline Louise Rowe,
why I, Caroline Louise Rowe,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Christopher James Ward.
to Christopher James Ward.
Any union you enter into has to be done so voluntarily, and therefore I am required to ask each of you this question. Do you, Chris, by your own choice, freely enter into the union of marriage with Caroline?
I do.
And do you, Caroline, by your own choice, freely enter into the union of marriage with Chris?
I do.
I'm now going to ask you to make the second legal declaration required by law, and this is a declaration you make to one another and by which you formally enter into the union of marriage. So if I could ask Tom to step forward with the promises, please. Thank you. Chris, please repeat after me. I call upon these persons here present to witness that I, Christopher James Ward, do take thee, Caroline Louise Rowe, to be my lawful wedded wife.
Now I have a look. Before I met you, it felt like I lived in black and white. And now, I definitely live in colour. I promise I'll always be my best friend. I love you, and I like you.
Caroline, secondly. I call upon
These
these persons here present
persons here present
to witness that I, Caroline Louise Rowe,
to witness that I, Caroline Louise Rowe,
do take thee, Christopher James Ward,
do take thee, Christopher James Ward,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband. Before I met you, I was always on the edge of everything, and now we're in our corner together. I promise you'll always be my best friend. I love you and I like you.
Now Tom's got another role to play in a second. Have you
him,
got the rings,
yeah.
Tom? Excellent. So we now come to the part of the ceremony where you're going to exchange wedding rings, which is the traditional way of sealing the marriage contract. A wedding ring is an unbroken circle, symbolising unending and everlasting love. This will be the outward sign of the lifelong promises you have just made to each other. So Chris, if you can please take the ring you've chosen for Caroline, placed on the third finger of her left hand, and say to her, Caroline, I give you this ring as a token of my love, as a symbol of our marriage, and as an outward sign of the commitment we are making to one another. Okay, hot letter. Okay. Excellent. Now, Caroline, if you can take the ring you've chosen for Chris, placed on the third finger of his left hand, and say to him, Chris, I give you this ring
Chris, I give you this ring
as a token of my love,
as a token of my love,
as a symbol of our marriage,
as a symbol of our marriage,
and as an outward sign
and as an outward sign
of the commitment we are making to one another.
of the commitment we are making to one another.
Okay. Well done. Can I now please ask Matthew to step forward for the second reading, entitled The Perfect Victorious Love?
How to Bake the Perfect Victoria Sponge, of course by Mary Berry. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees centigrade, 356 degrees Fahrenheit, or gas mark 4. Cautiously rub a little butter or baking spread around the inside of 2 sandwich tins until the sides and base are lightly coated. Break the eggs into a large mixing bowl, then add sugar, flour, baking powder, and baking spread. Mix everything together fastidiously. The easiest way to do this is with an electric hand mixer, but you can use a wooden spoon if that tickles your fancy. Be careful not to overmix. As soon as everything is blended, you should stop immediately. Divide the mixture between 2 tins. Use a spatula and spirit level to make sure the surface of the cakes is perfectly smooth. Place the tins in the oven and bake for 25 minutes. Don't be tempted to open the door while they're cooking. Not even for a little not even for a little tiny sneak peek. The cakes are done when they're golden brown and coming away from the edge of the tins. To check they're done, prod them gently with your fingers, or those of a trusted adult. The cakes should be springy to the touch, much like a mattress. Remove from the oven and set aside to cool completely. To assemble the Victoria sponge, place one cake upside down onto a plate and smother with lashings of jam. If you're so inclined, you can spread whipped cream all over, but do try to get some in the cake. Top with the second cake, top side up, sprinkle over the caster sugar, and enjoy.
Something right there.
So, Caroline and Chris, you have both made the legal declarations required by law in the presence of your witnesses, families and guests. And it is with great pleasure I can pronounce that you are now husband and wife. Congratulations, you.